Are you a ruler, an accumulator, a maverick, an alchemist, a connector, a nurturer, a romantic, or a celebrity money personality? Believe it or not, we have distinct money personalities that dictate how we feel about money, earn money, save money, spend money, and they are called sacred money archetypes. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I am here to help you step into your personal power, make more money, and build the life of your dreams. If that's what you're here for, like this episode, subscribe, and let's do this. You heard me right. We each have distinct money personalities that dictate everything about money, our relationship with money. And when I discovered this for myself, it was the very final piece of the puzzle on understanding myself and my relationship with money. And then when I discovered this as a framework for teaching people and coaching people how to make money, my mind was blown. Because I've always said when you make money, we make it on three planes: the metaphysical, so prayer, the laws of the universe, all the stuff that we know is out there, but we can't really touch, feel, explain, understand. So that's number one, the metaphysical. Number two is the mental, the mindset. And then number three is the physical. We need to show up and do something, make money, provide a service in exchange for money. That's how we make money. So you make money on three planes. You guys have heard me talk about this in previous episodes. And that goes hand in hand with the reality creation framework. Whether you know it or not, you are creating your reality each and every day, where most of us think that life is happening to us. It's not. We are happening to life. We have thoughts and beliefs based on past conditioning. And from our thoughts and beliefs, we have feelings. And from those feelings, we take action. And from those actions, we get results. I talk about the reality creation framework a lot in our episodes here and the three planes of making money. But the most important part is you. And there is people that will discuss until the cows come home. Are people born a certain way, or do they become that way from their parents? And I will say both. In the center of the reality creation framework, and I haven't spent a lot of time on this yet because we are just unveiling it through the Sacred Money Archetypes, is you. I picture the reality creation framework as a wheel and a hub, and around the wheel is thoughts, beliefs, feelings, actions, results. But in the middle is the hub. It's you. You are happening. You are creating your entire life. So you are spinning the wheel and the motion of your life, is how I look at it. And while our thoughts and beliefs come from being programmed, I've went over this many, many times, 0 to 7 years old, we are programmed by our parents, whoever is around us when we are 0 to 7. Our parents, our grandparents, our siblings, our church, our community, all of those things are forming who we are. And then from that point on, we start looking at life, how we were programmed as a child, and using our mental faculties to confirm that life is that way, the way our parents told us. So, are you molded by life, or are you divinely created? I think it's both. We are molded by the people that bring us up, but I believe each one of us have a unique and divine spark, a unique gift, and unique baggage that we are kindly given on this journey called life. I truly do believe each one of us have a divine gift and then baggage that we need to overcome to uncover our gift and bring it to the world. So, if we're going to go into the theory that us in the middle here, we are the secret sauce, and while we are conditioned by our upbringing and what happens to us from today to the past, I am going to go on the premise that we are divinely made and unique. And it's not our parents that completely determine who we are. Because if that was the case, look at your siblings. Are they different than you? I look at my siblings and go, how are we even raised by the same person? We are all uniquely gifted and challenged in different areas, and you wouldn't even know that we were siblings. When it comes to money, we are all unique in the way that we think about, earn, and spend money. So if we were raised by the same parents, why wouldn't we be the same? I think life is a beautiful and challenging combination of being programmed by our upbringing. It's going to happen. And then who we are. And I believe the goal of our life is to figure out who we are as a person, what we like, what we're good at, and bring that to our life, our loved ones, and the world, whether that is parenting, musical talent, business talent, building talent. Look at the millions, billions of people on this world, on this planet. We are all uniquely operating, thinking, and acting and doing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful puzzle. So now, if we go to us being the secret sauce, and we are incredibly unique, and if we now know that we have a money personality, then doesn't it stand to reason that we are each going to react to money differently? Think about it, want it on different levels, earn it in different ways, save it in different amounts or not, and invest? The answer is yes. And I am so excited to introduce you to the Sacred Money Archetypes. And it's a uncannily accurate money personality type system called the Sacred Money Archetypes. And the premise is there are 8 main archetypes. And when you guys take the quiz, if you are interested, I'll tell you about that in a second, you get a score for every one of the 8 archetypes because we are everything, but we are more of certain things. So you get a score for all 8 of them, but the archetypes that we want to pay attention to are the top 3, your 3 highest scores. And then at that, the main one that we work with at all times is your primary archetype. So I'll tell you about where you can access the free quiz. Then we're going to talk about the archetypes. Then we're going to talk about why they are important. So if you are interested, I'd recommend watching this through. But if you're so excited, go over to the moneybosscollective.co and you'll find the quiz in various spots. And you can just take that. It takes about 8 minutes. Make sure you have 8 minutes to go through. You can't save it. Answer it accurately. Don't cheat the system because then you're lying to yourself. You get false results and then you're working towards false goals. It's no fun. We're each perfectly and divinely made how we are. Let's accept it, step into who we are, and bring out our strengths and work on our sabotages, saboteurs, right? That is what I love about the Sacred Money Archetypes. It just helps us figure out who we are, step into our brilliance while managing our weakness. So you can get the quiz, themoneybosscollective.co, take it, get the results, it's tallied for you. Find your top 3 highest scores, and then write them in terms of 1, 2, and 3. In the email that's going to come, there's a second email. It'll give you instructions and a link to a page where you can read all about them. If you have a tie on any of the scores in your top 3, it will teach you how to break that. So that's how you can find that out. I'm sure you're dying to know. I had to share that. So the Sacred Money Archetypes are just like any other archetype system. It provides wisdom and self-knowing. And when you understand yourself better, You know why you're here. You have a goal. I've said in many examples, it would be like me. I love communicating. I love money. But what if my parents were forcing me to be an accountant? It's beautiful. And there are people meant to do that, but it would kill my soul. And I don't think life is meant to be a struggle. We're meant to figure out who we are, what we like. And then, of course, we got to do things we don't like to figure that out. But we're meant to go towards what we like, to bring out our natural flow and our gift. So, the beautiful thing with the archetypes is it helps you understand who you are when it comes to money. And money's not everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. We need it as the tool to make our life happen. As we're building a life, as we're raising a family, as we're starting a business, as we are bringing our gift to the world, we need money alongside that journey to help fund the journey, to help learn, to help take care of our family, our loved ones, to do things, right? Life is not cheap. So, to me, it is one of the most important things in the world to step into personal responsibility when it comes to money and saying, okay, I love money or I hate money. But being the boss of your money versus being the slave to your money is a lot more optimal. I would rather be the boss than the slave to my money. And the more money you have, the more you can do good things for yourself and the people you love, the community, and the world. We get so caught up in our feelings about money. And perfect intro into it, each of the archetypes feel different. If there's somebody in the audience that's a connector, they'll be like, Tracy, you care way too much about money. Like, honestly, come on. If there are other rulers in the audience, they'll be like, yes, this is me. So let me go into it a little bit. The 8 archetypes, I'll repeat them. I said them at the beginning, but they're the ruler, the accumulator, the maverick, the alchemist, the nurturer, the connector, and the romantic, and the celebrity. There's 8 of them. And they're brilliant. So, why don't we talk about each of the archetypes? And then hopefully, if you haven't done it already, hopefully you're staying with me until the end. You can learn a little bit about it, take the quiz, get your results, and then you'll be like, yeah, I thought I was the romantic or the celebrity. And then you can read your results, note your top 3, go to the page, learn more. I give a free audio that walks you through the archetypes, very similar to what I'm going to do today, but there's free information there that you can learn. So the ruler is the inner empire builder. They are here to build an empire that benefits themselves, but others. They're here to help others see the potential in themselves and help others achieve. That's the ruler. So prime example, that is my number 1 archetype. So I'll speak to that. I am here because I love money. I created the Money Boss Collective. I created this after 17 years of launching, running, growing media companies and becoming a money boss myself. So I can now turn around and teach you how to do it. So I am here to build empires that help other people. My media companies help companies advertise to farmers that come to our agriculture news website. My cottage website, same thing. Real estate agents and companies that want to advertise. I help them achieve by getting their company, their services in front of their target audience so they can grow their business. Farmers get great information, they can grow their business. Here I am, the Money Boss Collective, helping you figure out how to make money so you can step into your money power and build your dream life, because money doesn't have to be a struggle. So that is the ruler. And those are the plus sides, but the sabotages, the shadow side of the ruler, is they can be obsessed about money and business. A lot of their identity is wrapped up in business. So if things aren't going well in business, they are going to feel it and they ain't going to be happy. No matter how good their personal life is, something is just off. I can attest to that. I had a bad stretch in one of my media companies during the pandemic. It was just tough. Business was weird. The world was weird. I couldn't feel on when my business wasn't necessarily rocking it. Is that healthy? No, that is the shadow side of the ruler. With each personality, each person, each trait, we have the neutral and then the excess and then the good, right? Like the good and bad to every archetype, every trait, it's all there. The ruler also has a hard time knowing when enough is enough. It's always a moving target. They are concerned that they are going to lose power and control of their own life and their finances. So it's always a bit of a tough a tough relationship with money because again, moving target, never enough, gotta work, gotta do better. They're a hard driving person. So that's the ruler. The accumulator, as you can imagine, they are the inner banker. They love to save money. They live within their means. They're very good at saving. They are often the person that has money stuffed away in a sock, in a drawer, and various other spots within the house. I have this as my second personality. Actually, mine was ruler and archetype tied for number one, but my ruler is the one I decided to pursue through the tie-breaking question found on the information page, in case you have a tie. So the accumulator likes saving, likes having a budget, loves living within their means, are often not one to get into consumer debt because they are just good with their money. They like saving it. They can also be a little bit on the shadow side, sneaky when it comes to money, hiding money from their spouse. Not in an evil way. They just want to make sure it's stashed away like a squirrel with nuts for the winter. Like they want to make sure they're okay. Let's not talk about it. It's hidden. The other shadow side of the accumulator is they have a hard time spending money, which means they have a hard time investing in themselves, even though it's an opportunity, a course where they can learn and begin to make more money. It's a real big struggle for them to part with their money. So that's the plus side and the shadow side of the accumulator. The Maverick. This is the individual that is a rebel with a cause. They are out there. They're a bit of that supporter for the underdog. They're the ones that like big risk in life and in business. And if I would visualize a person in a career, a person in a casino gambling it all at the blackjack table is probably the Maverick. If they're a person in their career, they're probably like a big real estate developer or like on the trading floor doing big and risky deals. They love that. They have no problem managing complex and risky deals that a majority of the money personality types would be like, whoa, 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 for various reasons. So they are great at that. They are good at trying to help people achieve as well. But the shadow side, as you can imagine, they are so good at gambling and taking big risks that they can put their financial security at jeopardy. Makes sense, right? If they're good at investing, well, that can put you at risk. So that is the shadow side of the Maverick. The Alchemist. This is the inner idealist. So idealist and ideas is this person. They are actually really good with money, but they don't necessarily love money. They have a love-hate with it. This is a person that is the cause maker, the supporter, the justice and equality for everybody. They're good at money. They have a ton of ideas. But they see the potential of money and know why it's important, but they also hate money because they see what big corporations do with money and how the little guy suffers. They want equality. So they have a very love-hate relationship with money. The shadow side, as you can imagine, the love-hate relationship with money causes a push and pull in their energy and their desire and their follow through on monetizing one of those many million ideas that they're good at. this person is the one you'd go to brainstorm business ideas. But they have a very push-pull. And one of the sabotages that they have is they never pick an idea and implement. And is that because they sabotage themselves because they're secretly afraid of money and becoming a bad person if they get money? One of many reasons, right? If you have a love-hate relationship with money, you're going to not necessarily be full force on creating a business and monetizing. So that is the dark and shadow side of the alchemists. They're good. They can make a lot of money, but it's that push and pull, the love and hate. That is what defines the alchemist. Why don't we do the connector next? So the connector is the individual that is the connector. You know, the person that says, I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. Hey, I know a guy. Hey, I know somebody that can help you with that. That is the connector. They are fantastic at hooking people up, providing introductions, just really connecting people. If they're at a party, they're often the one saying, hey, you should go meet, hey, you should go talk to that person. Beautiful. And often, because of their connection skills, they're connecting others that benefit from those relationships and make money. But the problem is, the connector is all about the relationships. Out of all the sacred money archetypes, they hardly care about money. They'd be like, money, what? Why do I need this? So the shadow side is they're busy connecting others with their vast network and efforts and helping them make money, but they often jeopardize their own income. They're like, yeah, that's okay. Just go ahead, guys, do that deal. I don't need a cut. Who cares? So their shadow side is they need to realize the worth in the connections and what they do. And maybe it's providing an event where people pay to come and be connected and learn. And that's how the connector can monetize himself. But the connector will be the last one to actually really care about money, making it quite dangerous for their finances. So that's the connector. The nurturer, they are the inner nurturer. So of course, they are about relationships and taking care of people. If you know somebody that would give the shirt off their back and then their entire wardrobe to a person in need, they're a nurturer. And they would be the first person to step up and give money to somebody that needs it. Beautiful, big-hearted nurturers. We love them. But on the shadow side, as you guys can guess, the nurturer can often be taken for granted because they become an easy target, a soft big heart. People know, they're like, oh, I'm going to go see Sally. I'm on a tough time. She'll give me money and she probably won't even ask for it back. So the nurturers can be taken advantage of. And while the nurturer loves giving, they often start to feel resentful because they are taken advantage of. The nurturer is actually really good at taking care of money and managing and growing their own money because they nurture their money just like they nurture people. But they really jeopardize their money because they're always giving it to help others. So that is their dark side, their shadow side, and learning to help others without necessarily putting your money on the line is the task of the nurturer. So we have the romantic as the next person. The romantic is the individual that is called the inner hedonist. They love the finer things of life, the dark chocolate, the experiences. They're all about going places and feeling good and, you know, like pamper days and spa days because I deserve it. And I want to take care and treat my friends and family to these finer things in life. While they're very good at attracting money and creating money, they're not necessarily very good, no judgment, at keeping their spending within their means. They just really don't care. It's like, we live for now, we live for this experience, money will sort itself out. The dark side, as we know, they'll go on that big trip or go out for an expensive meal or treat everybody because that's what they feel they need to do. They need to be the one paying for the fine meal. But then they get home And if they don't have a big bank full of money, which would dwindle at the rate they want to spend, if they don't have a big bank of money, they're opening the credit card statement and feeling shame. And this individual is one that does not want to be controlled or they're spending to be controlled, much the same as the Maverick. But they're more the, I'm just going to do it my way, build my way. The romantics, like, I deserve this experience and I'm going to do it. I don't care how much money I have or don't have. So the beautiful thing is they are great at bringing people together and providing fun experiences. But the downside is they don't necessarily have an eye on the cost and the long-term implications of that spending. Okay, so that's their shadow side. So let's quickly recap and see which ones are left. So we have the ruler, the accumulator, the maverick, the alchemist, the connector, the nurturer, the romantic, and I believe we have the celebrity last. I think we covered them all. So the celebrity, as you can imagine, they love the limelight. As long as everybody's paying attention to them and thinking they're rich and great and fantastic and putting them in the spotlight, the celebrity is happy. Not that they're vain, they just love the limelight. They love people seeing them and perceiving them as wealthy. So they are very often the individuals with the brand name bags, shoes, clothing, cars, the finer experiences that are plastered all over social media. They want people to perceive them as successful and rich when it comes to money. Shadow side, as you can imagine, this personality and the romantic are the two that spend most freely. So the celebrity, they're spending for appearance and looking good and being the life of the party. Well, they will spend to have others perceive them in a certain way, even if, dark side come in here, even if their personal finances, their bank account, their credit card statements tell a different story. They don't necessarily care. They just want what's going to make them look good, feel good, be successful in the eyes of others. Even when they buy that bag, they get the credit card statement, and then they feel the cycles of shame. So that is the celebrity. All of the archetypes can make money just the same. Just so you know, there's none that are really more successful. Everybody has the ability to make money, to save money, to invest money, to spend money. That is the joy of the Sacred Money Archetypes. When we tap into what our primary archetype is and our second and third, because they influence us, when we tap into our top three archetypes, here's the thing. It's not a free card, a carte blanche to just continue being a celebrity because you're a celebrity. That is not the point of personality systems, like any of them out there. If you're a high driving, insensitive person, that doesn't give you a free card to continue to be that person. It provides awareness so that we can manage what we would call our dark sides and then go, oh, I'm naturally gifted at this. I'm going to lean into this. And if we naturally lean into our gifts, we're starting to figure out who we are, what we like, getting in flow. And that is the goal of a life well lived. If I was in accounting and doing that for 40 years until I retired, my soul would die. And I'm sorry to the accountants. There is no wrong personality. There is just wrong for you. And of course, we need to have jobs and make money if that's what you're in, but not what you are. You can use this knowledge to navigate out of it. But the thing is, I have found through trial and error, bumping, winning, losing, finding jobs that I hate, finding jobs that I love, and then you just continue to navigate yourself until you're like, I'm in it. And now I am communicating and building an empire, the Money Boss show and collective that helps me express what I love doing, communicating, money, personality types, energy. The main things I love, I have brought to my businesses and continue to bring. I run them. And now I'm taking and bringing this as I would hope a gift to the world to help people tap into their inner money genius and overcome their struggles with money. So again, let's go over the ruler, the accumulator, the maverick, the alchemist, the nurturer, the connector, the romantic, and the celebrity. I got them all. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any of them. There's a lot of information there. So again, the goal of this is learn your strength, lean into it, learn your weaknesses and your challenges and manage them. Your sabotages are going to come up. If you're a celebrity, you're going to sabotage any money in your bank account by going to buy something, right? If I'm a ruler, I'm going to sabotage my relationships because I always think I need to be working. And then I don't hang out with people because I always got something to do. Every archetype's going to have their sabotages. So that is the beauty in it. We go, oh, Tracy, there's always another day. You can only get so much work done. Life is a journey, not a one push. You can go to the beach on Saturday with your family and friends. It's okay. Those are my struggles as a ruler. An accumulator, I want to stash money and I'm very careful with investments. A maverick, I am able to invest big and beautifully. My accumulator helps hold that one in control. So that's the other beauty. We know our strengths and our gifts, our weaknesses, our challenges, our sabotages, but also how do the three work together, harmful or good? As you learn about your archetypes, you'll be like, oh, wow. Okay, so I'm an accumulator and a celebrity. Oh, good thing, because the accumulator is probably going to keep the celebrity in line versus if they were a celebrity, a connector, and a romantic. That would be a combination where they would have the urge to spend all the time and no regard for saving or finances. And again, there's no judgment. There's just self-knowledge and awareness. And that is the beauty. To me, life is not supposed to be a struggle. Gosh, they make it look that way. Everything we see, we're brought up by parents doing their own journey, whatever that is, with money, with life, with relationships. We automatically take on their gifts and garbage because we've been conditioned by them. We go to church. Church can be known to talk about money as bad. That's not good. We look at the media. All they do is tell you about recession and bad times. When's the last time you heard a good story? You hang around family and friends that are broke. All they do is talk about poverty. When you want to be a money boss and step into your money destiny, there's some people that just don't care. And we'll figure that out through the money archetypes, why they don't care so much about money, because they're here to nurture. But the thing is, they still need to be careful with their money. So no matter whether you're an archetype that loves money, hates money, or you're indifferent, it's going to give you awareness on strengths, weaknesses, sabotages, gifts. And then if we really go deep into this in next episodes, it will start to give you clues on your money values. So the accumulator, they'll value having a lot of money in the bank versus the romantic that values experiences and no money in the bank. Our archetypes go hand in hand with our money values. And then we have our money values. But what happens when we're in a relationship? Do you know that most relationships, they don't put it on the relationship divorce certificate, finances? Majority of people get divorced because of financial stress. At the end of the day, if a lot of couples, most couples had enough money, there wouldn't be the friction that there is. But think of it, when you're short on money and you have kids and life is expensive, then you don't feel good about yourself, you're stressed out. You have two people in a relationship trying to foster love and care when all they're doing is trying to survive. How is that good for you as a person or a relationship? Is it any surprise that divorce rates are so high? No. So the sacred money archetypes Honestly, I had somebody comment on a YouTube video and said, how silly. Why don't you just teach about money? And if you've watched my episodes, you know I'm not silly. I'm pretty darn serious about this, about my potential and your potential and our ability to achieve. The brilliant part is it brings it into archetypes that are easy to digest. It gives us a bit of a knowing, a feeling, a belonging, an understanding, a category, a centering of our mind. So then we can start to go, okay, I get it. It helps you remove the guilt and shame from your spending or saving patterns. It gives you a deep breath. Again, not a carte blanche to do whatever you want to do, but it's just the, oh, personal story. When I took this, I read a little bit about it and I'm like, okay, I can guess the ones that I am for sure. But when I took it, I said ruler, accumulator, and maverick. And I went through them. And literally that moment when you get validation, not approval, but understanding, when something sees you so deeply, you go, oh, I'm not broken. So personal, but isn't money. Money's so wrapped up in worth and shame and cycles of anger and fear and guilt. When you do the Sacred Money Archetype quiz and find out, you'll go, oh, it's not just me. I'm not broken. I'm not flawed. I'm just made this way. Oh, can you feel that? Deep breath. And then you go, okay, so here are the archetypes. Here's the positive. That's good. I can feel that and I'll lean into that. But here are my dangers and how I'm going to sabotage and jeopardize my financial security. It's just a beautiful, beautiful system. So now when I teach about money, I have the final piece to coach and teach each person because we all react 100% different to money, right? As you've learned if you've stuck this far. So take the quiz, themoneybosscollective.co, find your top 3, rate them 1, 2, 3, go to the landing page. If you have a tie, learn how to break it, the questions up at the top, and it'll teach you how to do that. And then go through and read, listen to this episode. I talked about it in the previous episode, and there's a free audio training fairly similar to what I just did there. And just dig in, guys. It has literally changed my life. Personality type systems have changed my career at various points and helped me learn how to sell and relate to different personalities. But when I learned this one, it was a big relief because as a ruler, I'm obsessed about money. And sometimes, shh, don't tell anybody. I feel shame about it. Did. Because I'm like, oh, why am I not like this person? Like my mom that just doesn't care and spends money, or this person, or this person, or this person. Why am I always thinking about money? Oh, Tracy, you're a ruler. You're here to bring your gift, help others achieve and reach financial security. Don't be ashamed of it. It's your gift, Tracy. Accumulator, you like saving money. And then Maverick, you're there to do these risky deals. And then I just felt so amazing. So I wish that for you. I hope that this is as life-changing for you as it has been for me. Do the quiz, get your results. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if this has been helpful. If you have a sneaking feeling which ones you are, before you take the quiz, drop it in the notes. I'd love to hear. Take the quiz, come back, and then say, yeah, I was right or off if you want to. I would just love to hear from you. This work is just straight from my heart, and I love to know if people are out there listening and what they think of it. So you can do this. Life is not meant to be a struggle. We can help you step into your personal power, make more money, build your dream life. You've got this. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.